Sistine Chapel. I am not sure we will enter there, but let's see. Sistine Chapel is where the conclave happens. I'll mention something about the Swiss guards. If time allows, we can talk about the Vatican grottos and the rest. The Vatican City. In the Roman times, the area now covered by the small Vatican estate was called the Ager Vaticanus, and it was occupied by suckers and by Nero's gardens, Emperor Nero's gardens. As we shared earlier on, since 1929, the year in which the Lateran Treaty was stipulated between the Holy See and the Italian states, Vatican City has been an independent sovereign state. In addition to being the head of the Apostolic Roman Catholic Church, the Pope has full legislative, executive, and judiciary powers. Vatican City is completely independent of the Italian state, even though the two maintain extremely friendly relations. The Vatican prints its own stamps and has its own railroad station and a well-known Italian language newspaper, the L'Osservatore Romano, which is distributed throughout Italy. The city also has its own security service, once called the Pontifical Carabinieri, and a real police force, the famous Swiss Guards, who since the early 16th century have protected the person of the Pope. Who are the Swiss Guards? When the Pontifical Swiss Guard was instituted in 1506, the Swiss Confederation had already been loaning its troops, who were widely known as excellent mercenary soldiers, to European courts in exchange for foodstuffs and trade privileges. You can now see the source of the word Swiss. The Vatican Guard unit was created to counter the threat of aggression against the Papal State from outside forces. Contrary to all expectations, during an extremely violent engagement at the time of the sack of Rome, the Swiss Guard was routed and massacred by the United Spanish and German mercenary forces, who had penetrated into the Vatican to the Raphael rooms, which they sacked. New guards are sworn in every year on May 6th. This is the day that they are sworn in, the anniversary of this battle, of the sack of Rome. Today, the duties of the guard are to stand guard in certain areas of the Vatican palaces and to defend the Pope during liturgical ceremonies and as he moves within the Vatican and travels outside its walls. Please get this: candidates applying to serve in the guard must be single male. In the guard, be single male, Swiss citizens of the Roman Catholic faith. So in this vehicle, no candidate can apply to be a Swiss guard because of two things. Number one, actually three. Number one, a number of us are not male. Number two, even the males here are more than 35 years. Number three, a number of us are married. So now, they are not even Swiss in terms of citizenship. And they must be between 19 and 30 years of age. You see, even if we were to try ourselves, I will still not qualify, and must meet the height requirement of 1.74 meters. As you can see, I'm also challenged in that area. The minimum term of service is 2 years, but a number of them have really taken so many years. So once you enter, you serve at the minimum of 2 years, you can quit thereafter. It is commonly accepted that the sumptuous, Renaissance-looking dress uniform of the Swiss Guard, with its ample pleats, was designed by Michelangelo. Now this is a great architect of St. Peter's Square, who replaced an old architect called Sangalo. Sangalo was there before. He designed St. Peter's up to some point, and then Michelangelo took over. Michelangelo is born, or was born, in Florence. Now this is in the north. We left it when we were coming down from Padua, on the west side towards the sea. One more important element that I need to mention, which we are going to get a guide for this, is St. Peter's Square. The square was built or by part of the ancient Vatican Circus or Nero Circus, though actually built by Caligula, of which there remains the so-called Vatican obelisk, transported here in 37 AD from Alexandria, where it decorated Caesar's forum. Called in medieval times the Agulia, it stood at length beside the Basilica until 1586, when Sixtus V ordered Carlo Moderno to move it to its present site. You will see a very, very long tower, perhaps one of the longest. We saw one yesterday at, and we will see this afternoon at John Lateran. Very, very long tower standing outside there. They say that was taken from Egypt, Alexandria, as one of those things you go on a battle and bring. In 1613, Paul V did the same. Moderno built a fountain to its right. Half a century later, a twin fountain by Carlo Fontana, placed asymmetrically with respect to the first, was added. Again, under Sixtus V, the original bronze globe that topped the obelisk, today in the Capitolino museums, and that was believed to contain the ashes of Caesar, was replaced with that Pope's family emblem. We will see the square with all these things that we are talking about. There is a fountain, there is the pillars, and all that is one of the wow moments around the square. Let us say something about St. Peter's Basilica itself, because there are differences. The square is the outside there, where the crowd normally is. The Basilica is definitely inside, or the church itself. In the classical period, Nero Circus stood on what is now the site of St. Peter's, between the Tiber, the Janiculum, and the Vatican Hill. St. Peter, the Prince of the Apostles, was martyred and then buried here in 64 AD. So where the altar at St. Peter's is above the grave, or the of St. Peter's. Pope Anacletus had a small ad Corpus Basilica, or a simple shrine built here. But in 324, the Emperor Constantine replaced the presumably modest shrine with a true basilica. So Emperor Constantine is behind this great basilica here. The original St. Peter's was completed in 349. 349, and today is about 1,650 years. That could be the age of the first completed St. Peter's Basilica. It was completed by Constantius, son of Constantine, and over the centuries was established and renovated by donations, and the restoration work carried out by popes and munificent princes. It was in Constantine's Basilica that Charlemagne received the crown from the hands of Leo III. Charlemagne was one of the kings, and so Pope Leo III is the one who crowned Charlemagne here in Constantine Basilica in 800 AD. Now, behind the Basilica is a great man called Michelangelo, the architect, who was appointed by Paul III in 1547. And needless to say, Michelangelo followed his own interpretation of Bramantes's plan. Bramantes was one of the initial architects of St. Peter's. He modified and simplified it in part and designed a soaring dome. The soaring dome is perhaps one of the biggest in St. Peter's, originally a hemisphere, to crown the renovated basilica. Michelangelo was succeeded by Vignola, Piero Gregorio, Giacomo della Porta, and Domenico Fontana, all of whom interpreted Michelangelo's ideas quite faithfully. And under Paul V, it was decided to expand the basilica and return to the Latin cruciform plan. And with this in mind, the architect Carlo Moderno added 3 chapels at each side of the building and brought the nave as far as the present facade. More information about the Basilica will be given by our guide today. But there are a few things that you will have to note. Number one is what we are calling the baldacchino, the famously bronze baldacchino. Number 2 is pietra. Pietra is something that is great. It is about Mary, Mother of God, holding the child. You will have to get the explanation of our guide. I think I will say something about the church where, or the chapel where popes are elected, and that is the Sistine Chapel. You remember Avignon, the Papal Palace in Avignon, and that conclave took place there 6 times, where we also have the Santa Scala, or the Holy Stairs, was originally the Sistine Chapel before it was moved officially to St. Peter. Between 1475 and 1481, under Pope Sixtus IV, della Rovere, Giovanni de' Dolci built what may be called the Chapel of Chapels, to plan by Faccio Fonteni. Architecturally, the Sistine Chapel is spacious rectangular hall with a barrel vault divided into two unequal parts by a splendid marble transcena screened by Ngeno Fiesole. The same artist also made the Cantoria, but the chief attractions of the Sistine Chapel are of course its frescoes, particularly those by Michelangelo on the walls and vaults. Michelangelo's marvelous paintings postdate those covering the wall facing the altar and the two side walls, painted during the pontificate of Sixtus IV. At the time, the vault was blue and strewn with stars, and so it remained so. So Sistine Chapel is where we get our books, but unfortunately most likely we may not be able to enter because of the time available and the arrangements that were made. But should we be lucky, that will be great on our side. The most recent one was literally almost 2 months now, when Pope Leo XIV was elected there. No wonder therefore it is called the Chapel of Chapels in the whole world, because that is where we get the Holy Father. Let us enjoy this journey. When we shall be leaving from St. Peter's to John Lateran, we will say something about Lateran, Basilica, about the Holy Stairs, and about a very, very great element in the St. John Lateran that is called the baptistry, and how baptisms used to happen before now, sometime. Yesterday when we celebrated Mass, we faced the opposite side from where we normally face. All of us were facing the altar. Before Vatican II, which is the period after 1965, the Vatican II Council took place between 62 and 65 under Pope John the 23rd. And by the way, you will see John the 23rd lying very peacefully at St. Peter's in a few minutes. He is well preserved and is well exposed for everyone to see him. So he instituted the Vatican II. He may not have completed it, but he is the one who started that. The popular behavior that you saw yesterday is usually called the Vatican I, but it was actually pre-Vatican I. It was always like that. That initially, when Mass was celebrated, the priest used to do his things in front, and the Christians were busy praying the Rosary and other things. They were not concerned. He is offering the sacrifice, and the people are doing their things there. There was no active participation of the faithful. And so the procedure was, why look at them when they are doing their own things and they have no work to do, no role in that Mass, only waiting to receive the Eucharist. Because as you will note, not everyone who attended Mass before was allowed to receive the Eucharist. They were all, no one who was allowed in Mass and could not receive the Eucharist. As eventually those who are allowed because of desire are the candidates, the catechumens who are preparing to for Holy Communion. But everyone who attended Mass was supposed to do that. Unfortunately, they had no role. And so the priest would face forward and do his things alone. Just like in the old temple, initially the priest on duty, who was inside the Holy of Holies, offered the sacrifice without the presence of the faithful. They were all outside there. And so you will note that these chapels here were built during those times, before 1962. They were very old, as we have seen. St. Peter's Basilica was built 349, completed. And so that tradition found it that way. And so we have the chapels, we have the altars designed in a manner consistent with the old rites before the current Vatican II liturgical rites. That is why one of the reasons actually is not that we like it. It is because the design is already there. Yeah, it was already there. The old rite never changed, and we have to fit into that old rite and the design of the chapels here. In fact, Father was not supposed to look at you when raising the chalice or the bread. He was supposed to continue looking forward and raise it. But I think he was philanthropic enough to involve you by looking back at you. There was no need to do that.
Cleaning people's cars. Let him scrape this one. It's cleaning.
It's cleaning.
Yeah. Cleaning.
Oh, cleaning. Someone is cleaning.
Yeah, on air. Imeenda before.
Iko wapi maji?
Iko na kwa hiyo. Others wanamwambia no. Then he goes away.
Mwenye amenitikia?
Mwenye ameitikia anapanguza. Free. Anakaa kwa hii. Yeah, kwa hiyo kiti. Na skuta zimesimama kwa tatu. I think we'll take care of them.
Hizo watu wawezi. Kila mtu anaweka lock yake.
So he has decided to do something. These are parking. Where? Oh, yesterday we passed somewhere and we saw them. Well, I think we were the other side. We are now getting to the walls, huh? Kama hizi ni walls. Headed to the Vatican. Vatican. Oh, this is the water. Which water is this? Which river is this? The Euphrates. You have to give a bigger mind. Oh. Look. This. And you are entering this. You cross this water and then enter Vatican. This one. Yeah, even police. That one is worse. Yes, we are entering. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this water. Yeah. This bridge. Wanapitia hii water.
Wakifika katikati
kila mtu pam
wakiwa na wind na wengine wanakuwa na watoto, they are pregnant.
Oh yeah. For better life.
Your color, you come in boats.
You come in boats.
How did you survive?
In the boats. They don't have money to buy to enter the
kama ingekuwa mtu kawaida. Nenda kutafuta mzazi amwende makofi.
Look at this. Hey, with a hard dog. They are brown, both of them.
Black.
No. The lady is wearing a brown, she's Mzungu, she's wearing a brown dress. And then her dog is brown kadogo. And I don't know why I did that. Give me like I'm really doing cook in the house. Yes. Oh. Red. Red. I think it's like red. Hii inakuja huku. It's not going. Oh, huko ndio kuingia. Yeah, one way around. Train station.
Right, so inside here to the left are the toilets. We've reached
Very good. Here we are.
Vatican.
At St. Peter's Square.
Yes.
Very good.
Wow.
Prendo che da Roma. Ah, coño, sí, porque yo tengo
Naona hapo chini kuna kama nini hapo chini kwa hiyo dirisha. Hapo niko na kulesia watu. Na mimi nimeweka light.
Here at the Vatican. St. Peter's Square. We are here. Vatican, St. Peter's Square. Yeah. Tukiingia huku tunaendaga to Palace direct. Where are we going now? People are left. Where you are explaining?
They will come here.
Hey, imagine they are excited.
Naona hii pila vile imefunika. Hapo. Kwenye anasimamanga
So this is
the entrance now.
watu wanasimamanga
Huku na huku.
na hapa.
Sasa tuko St. Peter tutaingia hivi. I think tutaingia hivi. We will be guided.
Where? God, this one. Yeah. Another group. Tour of the Vatican. Policier. Wapi? Simama. Huko? Hapa?
Hello.
How beautiful.
Mko wengi hivyo. Angalia nyuma ndio uje mko wengi.
Another lot is still behind again.
And each single group of 20 people of how many of you will follow the Holy Cross until the entrance in the Basilica. We can't speak in the Basilica. With the Holy Cross, we are all arriving at under the canopy, where to have a single prayer. Then you are having more or less 30 minutes on your own to take pictures, and me and the other colleagues, we are waiting for you outside of the Basilica. Then we are moving to the area where to have lunch in this place. And then once we are all ready, back to the Gianicolo. Okay, so let's go there. At least 3 different groups. Okay. It's because you are alarmed.
That's okay. That's
Let's move closer to the
Haya basi.
See people.
Naomba msonga pale kikapu kidogo.
Basi. Hebu, see me. Don't touch, don't press anything, just see me.
Na siwezi kufanya hivi. It must be up.
Ni picha.
Però mi piace.
Chukue picha. Hivyo tu, usifanye anything. Just put this way. Unaniona? Thank you.
Not a bad idea to take with the Kenyan flag.
Yes, it's not a bad idea. You want to take? Mr. Curie wants to take with the
Kenyan flag.
Kenyan flag. Take that phone. Huyo. Piga
The square itself.
The square. Yeah, so this will take a very nice photo.
Have you heard that
Okay.
information?
Yeah?
We are saying group photo as Team C
At the square.
at the square. Yeah, as Team C.
Because as it is now, very distance. Here, Danny, I mean, inside
Inside the square.
There's no photo.
Hapa mko.
Alafu
Yeah, okay.
Go down. Sasa, since you decided to be taller than me,
That's why I wanted you to scope.
huh?
Good. We can make that.
Kwani wale wanaenda? Where are they going?
Hao ni kupiga.
To check.
That's holy dog. Hii mbao imeandikwa holy dog.
Si ina lead kwa holiday. Ama?
Imeandikwa
Kuchukua picha. Wanaenda kuchukua picha. What is happening? I'm here.
Everybody will
Kila
get
mtu atapata.
Ila kusaidia akiongea, unasikia wewe mwenyewe kwa urahisi.
Tuweke wapi?
It is here. Just connect.
Connect.
And then,
When we finish with it. Ah?
unaona pini ya
Yeah, yenyewe.
unaona pini? You want the volume to be high? Yeah, iko on sasa. If you want to add the volume, unaongeza na. Ukitaka kupunguza addition and then subtraction of
Extend your tutelage. Extend your tutelage here.
yes.
Yeah.
Weka. Are you seeing? Sawa? So hii iko, this is on and off. Lakini sasa iko on. So you, and then ukitaka kuongeza volume kama usikii vizuri, then you add this or subtract with that one. Sawa? Then you're able to receive the instructions very easily.
Mine.
You don't have to be closer to hear what you see saying.
So, is mine on? Is mine on, Father?
Iko sawa kwa sababu unaona ikiwa on. So on and off, iko
Okay.
on sasa.
So now, when I want to hear more, I plus, less, minus.
So the instructions, that will be
Okay.
better.
So this is the signal alpha.
Nimesikia vibaya. Kila mtu na starehe zake. Kama kibebe hivyo ndio.
Okay. Kila mtu hakikisha umepata sala. Nani hajapata? Zingine peweni na Grace hapo. Naomba msipoteze hizo earphones tafadhali .
38. Sentono?
Loro sì.
Allora sentono tutti.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm here.